Hello everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Book Time with Elvis with me, Mark. Excuse me. And today is Tag Tuesday. It's not really. I'm actually filming it on another day, but you know, I'm just trying to get organised. Anyway, it doesn't really matter what day it is. But while you're watching it, it's Tag Tuesday. So I have a tag for you, and it's an original tag created by Shelly Swearingen. And it's the Are You Like Jane Austen tag. This is because last month, July, was Jane Austen July. And it's a series of 10 prompts, and for each prompt you have a chance to score a point or more, depending on how applicable the prompts are to you. And the prompts are based on aspects of Jane Austen's life. It's a very clever and very nice tag, so thank you very much, Shelley, for tagging me in this. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to do it live. I'm going to mark it as I go along. I did have a quick look through to make sure I didn't have to, spend too much time thinking of my answers, but luckily I should be able to do this quite easily. We'll see. Okay, so number one, Jane Austen was an artist and a writer. Give yourself a point if you're an artist. Give yourself an extra point if you're a writer. Well, do I paint? Yes, I paint for relaxation. Is it any good? No. People have told me, asked me, have I got kids? When they see one of my paintings, like, no, I did that. But, does it make me an artist? Why not? I'm going to give myself a point for that one. And for a writer, yes, I like to write. I do write every now and again, probably like a lot of people on BookTube, although it's probably a blessing none of them see the light of day. So there we go. Number two, Austen was born to a large family. She had a total of 7 siblings, 1 sister and 6 brothers. Give yourself a point if you have 3 or more. If you have a 3 or more siblings family. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I'm very grateful for her, but I have only 1 sibling and I have a younger sister. So no points for me on that one, unfortunately. Number 3, Austen did not enjoy her formal education. Give yourself a point if you did not care for school. Oh, I'm going to sound bad here, but I actually really enjoyed my school days and quite liked going to school. I never really had any problems with it. A couple of small incidences when I was little, but early teenage years, I suppose. But generally, I quite liked it, so I suppose I can't really award myself a point for that one. Number 4, dark humour is weaved throughout Austen's writing. Give yourself a point if you have a grim sense of humour. You must share a dark joke in order to get this point. Oh, well, I do have quite a dark sense of humour, though it does make me rather nervous sharing a joke because, with these days of all these, the whole call-out cancel culture and things like that, I don't want to get myself in trouble, but then I've probably already given away that I do find certain unacceptable things funny. But you see, I think it's very important to look at it, in context. A joke is a joke, something's funny, and it's not always necessarily funny because of well, actually I suppose it is making light of it, isn't it, when you think about it? It's a difficult one. I'm certainly not somebody who does make light or make fun of other people, but I think when I see a particular situation, I can find it funny when it's a joke. Yeah, I don't know. There's a big debate on this, isn't there, at the moment, as to what constitutes, how far can it go if it's a joke. I will share one. I'll just change it slightly. So it would have involved 3 nationalities. You can probably guess what they would have been, but I'll just say instead that there were 3 men. There were 3 men working on a building site, and they're going to take a break for their lunch. So they sit down and open their lunch boxes. And the first man, we'll call him man number 1, opens his lunchbox and goes, "Oh my God, it's a ham sandwich. It doesn't matter how many times I tell my wife that I don't like ham, she gives me ham. Oh, this is terrible. If I get the same thing again tomorrow, I'm going to kill myself." I'm not making light of suicide, by the way. Man number 2 opens his lunchbox And he's like, oh my goodness, it's a cheese sandwich. Oh, I hate cheese. If I get cheese again tomorrow, I'm going to kill myself. And man number 3 opens his lunchbox and says, oh, it's tuna. I hate tuna. If I get tuna again tomorrow, that's it. I'm going to join you guys and, jump off the top of this building with you or whatever. Anyway, the next day rolls around. They sit down again. They open their lunchboxes. Man number 1 has ham again. He's like, I can't believe this. And he throws himself off the top of the building. Man number 2 looks and he's got a cheese sandwich. He's like, this is unbelievable. I can't deal with it anymore. He throws himself off the top of the building. And man number 3 opens his lunchbox and the same thing. He's got tuna. He's like, right, that's it. I'm out of here. So he also jumps off the top of the building. Anyway, a couple of days later, there's the funeral and all the widows are sitting around sobbing. And the wife of man number 1 says, I just don't believe it. If he'd only told me he hated ham, I wouldn't have done it anymore. I wouldn't have given it to him. I just don't understand it. Wife of man number 2 says, it's the same. I can't believe, if he'd just said he didn't like cheese, I wouldn't have given it to him. And the wife of man number 3 says, I really don't understand it. He used to make his own lunch. I don't know if it's as funny when you take out some things or not, but yeah, it's a difficult one. I don't know if I deserve the point for that or not, but hey-ho, I'm going to give myself one. Okay, number 5, Jane broke off 2 engagements and died a spinster. Give yourself a point if you are single. I am indeed single. So I think that's a bit harsh though, Shelley. I think we should, for us singletons, we should probably get more than just 1 point for that, Okay. Next one. Austen experienced low periods or spells of depression. Give yourself a point if you have struggled with mental health. I will give myself a point with that. Because, I have had issues, not anything. Well, it depends how you grade things as serious, but certainly there have been people worse off than me, much worse off than me when it comes to their battles and things with mental health. But I think part of the life I lead, spending large periods of time on my own and living abroad alone and having to deal with all that throws at you generally alone does get you down from time to time. And I could suffer, or I have suffered in the past, bouts of I suppose depression. Also, perhaps partly due to the fact, when for a time you're single and a lot of your friends and people are getting married and that kind of thing, and having children, you start to think, oh, maybe I should. And, either the right person doesn't come along or it doesn't work out with the person you're with, and that kind of thing also takes a bit of a toll. But I would say, touch wood, that luckily for me, over the last 4 years, things have been pretty good in that department. I think it's no accident that I got a new job and Elvis came into my life. And I would say certainly having those 2 changes in my life really helped for the better. And Elvis is my world, really. So there we go. Number 7. Oh, did I give myself a point for that already? Oh, maybe I did. It doesn't matter, we'll see. Number 7, Jane moved away from her childhood home in her 20s. Give yourself a point if you've lived away from your childhood hometown or region. Yes, I have. So I'll give myself a point for that. In fact, I've only lived in my home country. I think I calculated it as 12 years out of my 41 years. So it's been a long time since I've been, or it's a long time collectively away from my home country. Of course, for part of that, I was living abroad with my parents. I wasn't like a child expat or something like that, just on my own, forging my way in the world. Okay, number 8. Jane was not vain. Give yourself a point if you have very little interest in vanity. Well, as you can see, I'm extremely conscientious about my appearance, and I make every effort to make myself positively shine for all you lovely people. So I suppose I can't award myself a point for that. Oh, who am I kidding? You can tell, of course, I don't care or give a monkeys about that kind of stuff. So definitely I get a point for not having any interest in vanity whatsoever. Though that is appearance, isn't it? That is appearance, isn't it? Well, it doesn't necessarily specify, because I would say I'm quite vain. when it comes to my opinion of myself, I do have quite a high opinion of myself, and I do think sometimes, Mark, you're pretty good, at this kind of stuff, or doing this or doing that. Does that make me vain? Yeah, I suppose it does a little bit. Maybe I'll give myself half a point, because I don't care so much about vanity for appearance, but I am a little bit vain when it comes to expounding the virtues of my character and my personality. Okay, number 9. Hair was of little concern to Austen. Give yourself a point if you cannot be bothered with your hair. Well, I'll let you judge. I think there's a point there, isn't there? Yeah. And number 10. Austen expressed her distaste for hot weather. Give yourself a point if you dislike the heat. Well, you can probably see I am sweating already anyway. I mean, it is August here, and it is quite humid, and I really hate it. So I definitely get a point for that. So how did I score? Well, how many points have I got? I won't read through them all. They'll all be down the bottom, the descriptions. So I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. So that puts me in the 9 to 8 bracket, or 8 to 9 bracket. In another life, Jane Austen and you could have been siblings, or at least good friends. You want to spend time with one another and work to make that happen. Yeah, I suppose I could get on with her, actually. I mean, we're from pretty much a very similar part of England. She's buried in Winchester, which is not far from where I used to live. And yeah, I suppose we might have got on quite well. Who knows? Anyway, Shelley, thank you very much for tagging me. It's a really great tag. I urge you to do it. I'm not quite sure who to tag, because Shelley has tagged quite a list of people, among whom I would have tagged. Actually, there are a couple I will tag looking at that list. I will tag Summer from Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats, and I will tag also Sina from Beating Around the Books. So everybody, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye bye.